Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Rex Finance, and today we're going to be talking about the impending market crash. Will it happen in June? Will it happen later on? Will it even happen? That's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I just want to say a massive thank you. We hit 4.3 thousand subscribers, which just blows my mind. The numbers keep going up every single day, and it's awesome to see. And honestly, 5,000 subscribers isn't that far away. So if you're new here or returning and that subscribe button is still red, you better turn it gray like my shirt. Otherwise, you are doing it wrong, my friend. So the big old question today: will we see another market crash? Before we get into that, I have to say this video is for entertainment purposes only. And this is an open discussion. What I think isn't the truth. I'm not a financial advisor, and if you disagree with me or agree with certain points, let me know down in the comment section. I'd love to see a big comment thread get going on what everybody thinks about this future market crash that people keep scaring us about. And really, the bottom line is another market crash doesn't matter for most investors. Most investors like to invest in index funds or mutual funds or ETFs that pretty much track the markets every year and get a return of 8 to 10% average every single year. If you're a long-term investor like that, set it and forget it, set your money and forget your money type of person, really, a market crash doesn't matter a whole lot to you. But for swing traders, which are people that like to swing the movements of a stock's price up and down, this really does matter. If we see another market crash, if you're a short-term investor, short-term trader, if you're in some risky stocks, really, a market crash could destroy your financial future. So we're going to be talking about the likelihood of another market crash in today's video. I hope you guys really enjoy it. If you do, be sure to hit that like button down below. The first question we should ask is, why should the markets go down? Why does everybody think that the markets are overpriced right now? Why do some of the greatest investors and advisors currently say the markets are going to have another downturn? Well, we have bad news up the wazoo. I mean, bad news after bad news after bad news, but it seems like the stock market keeps increasing in value, increasing in value, increasing in value. It contradicts each other. Now, I will say, not always is the stock market a pure reflection of what the economy is doing. Now, that's where it can get into some nitty-gritty, but for the most part, the stock market follows what the economy is doing. If you have a good economy, the stock market is going to boom. If you have a bad economy, the stock market is going to fall or have lackluster returns. So, number one, all the bad news and the stock market is still going up. It just doesn't make sense to a lot of people. And it's not something that we've seen. Every single time that it gets out of balance like that, the markets eventually rebalance, where the stock market is a perfect reflection of how the economy is doing. In addition to that, another reason why the markets should theoretically fall is because there is a lot of fear out there right now. Not necessarily in the markets. I believe the markets are extremely greedy right now. I mean, extremely greedy. There's fear of these riots. People don't want to go outside because they don't think it's safe. There's fear of a slow economic recovery. And there's fear of so many other things, conspiracy theories that people subscribe to. Anything and everything you can think of, you can fear. One of my favorite quotes is, "The only thing to fear is fear itself." Just think about that for a minute. It really makes a lot of sense. In addition to that, a lot of these businesses over the month of May have finally started opening back up. However, with all these riots, a lot of them are being looted, stolen from. They're losing money, obviously, when they get looted. And they're forced to close back down for safety reasons. So you have a company that is closed up because it's the law. And then they try and reopen to hopefully make some money again. And then they get looted and forced to shut down again. That does not paint a good picture for the future of the economy. If these riots don't slow down, who knows what could really happen? We've already seen companies board up their windows, board up their doors, and having to shut back down business. People truly believe they are safer indoors right now. So the next question we should ask is, why haven't the markets gone down? We went through all of this bad news after bad news after bad news. We talked about all the fear that people have. So why have the markets increased? I mean, we're looking at the SPY, the SPY. The SPY does a great job representing what the markets are doing. And the SPY is only 30 points off of its all-time high that we hit before the whole virus situation. That is just insane to me. As you can see, ever since we hit the bottom on March 23rd, things have just gone up. We're going higher and higher every single week. So why is this? Like I said, there's all this fear. There's bad news up the wazoo. So why is the market continuing to climb? Well, it really could be a combination of things. For one, we know the Federal Reserve, and the Treasury is propping up the economy currently. With all these government bailouts, these federal aid packages, it's really helping businesses out. In addition to that, the Fed is buying securities and buying mutual funds, ETFs, indexes, you name it. And like I mentioned earlier, there is an extreme disconnect between the stock market and what the economy is actually doing currently. And every once in a while, this can get out of balance, and it doesn't necessarily mean if the economy is in a bad spot that the stock market should fall. In every single market, no matter what market you're in, you could be in the bearish of bearish markets out there, the most bearish you can possibly get. And there would still be companies out there that become more valuable. In addition to that, a lot of people were betting against the stock market. And as the stock market has climbed up, lots of those people have gotten burned. Those people have been forced to buy back their short positions. Another possible situation of why the markets haven't fallen is just the simple fact that the markets and investors have already turned a blind eye to the virus situation, what's going on currently, and they're really looking at 2021 already. What are these companies going to be valued at in 2021? A lot of investors could be thinking that. I don't give a hoot what happens in the here and now. As long as I know that the companies I'm investing in are going to be worth more in 2021 than they are today, that's all that really matters to me. If I'm going to make a positive return on my investment over the next year or the next few years, that's really all that matters to me. And as long as I'm investing in these dips, it's almost a guarantee that that's going to happen. So we better go ahead and answer the question that most of you probably came here for. And that is, will we see another market crash? We've gone through why the markets should go back down, but we've also gone through why stocks have gained in value over the past few months. And remember, this is an open discussion. What I say doesn't go necessarily. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think we're going to see another market crash? Get a good comment thread going down below. I'll read every comment, reply to everybody. So in my personal opinion, no, I don't think we're going to see a market crash to the extent we saw it in the middle of March. We lost like 35% in 2 weeks or something crazy like that. Chances are that that's never going to happen ever again in the future of the stock market. We've been through history, something that'll be reported in history books. The great crash of 2020, 35% down in 2 weeks. Another reason I don't believe we're going to see a market crash to the extent we saw it in the middle of March is that, yes, I believe things are going to balance out. But when things balance out, the one that's overvalued doesn't tend to become the undervalued play. Balancing out just means they become equal and valued where they should be. So no, I don't think we're going to see extreme volatility where the stock market is extremely overvalued compared to where the economy's at, and then all of a sudden it balances out and whoa, the stock market is way down here, but the economy's doing a lot better. It just doesn't work like that. Eventually, it'll balance out where the economy represents what the stock market represents, and the stock market represents what the economy is doing. In addition to this, a great indicator on whether you should buy or sell stocks is the fear/greed indicator. You can search this up online. There's plenty of them out there. It's just market sentiment. Are people generally fearful to invest money currently, or are they being greedy? The great Warren Buffett even says, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. And right now, I think the markets are being extremely greedy for where the economy is at. So yes, like I said, I think we're going to have another downturn, but I don't believe that's going to amount to a huge crash again. So why don't I think we're going to have another crash? Well, things are looking a lot better than they did in the second and third week of March. People are starting to look past the virus and into the future. People aren't looking at the riots and the hurt in the streets currently. They're looking at the future and what their future investments are going to be worth. So what should you do? I've joined the group of people that's saying we're going to have another market dip. Yes, you could theoretically wait out to invest your money until that dip comes. But like I said, for most of you guys, a dip really isn't going to matter. If you're in companies you believe in 5 to 10 years are going to triple or more your money, there's no reason you should fear what's going to happen in the short term. If we see another short-term market dip, heck, buy more shares of the companies you already own. Buy more shares of those companies you know top to bottom. You know where these companies are going. You know what these companies are capable of. Buy more shares into those companies. There is nothing wrong with only owning 1, 2, or 3 companies if you know what those companies are doing and where they're headed. If you know anything about what you're doing, you're going to be able to return a higher percentage than the markets almost every single year if you firmly believe and know the companies you're investing in. And like I said, no matter what market we're in, we could be in the most bearish market in history. And there's still going to be companies that you can find that are going to increase in value over that bearish market time period. So my advice would be to find 3 companies for the long term that you really, really believe in. Do as much research as you can. Figure out what those businesses do top to bottom. Figure out where their balance sheet is at. And if you like that company, invest in that company and don't look at it for 3 to 5 years. In addition to that, do not invest money you're not willing to risk. Theoretically, you could lose all of your money that you invest in a company. If that company goes bankrupt or goes to zero, there's limited liability to shareholders, which means you're really not entitled to any recovering of damages to the money you invested in that company. And chances are, if you're a little fearful about investing your money, chances are you're not in a great position to be investing your money. You should be using your money elsewhere to help you in a better financial way. Also, I just have to add, the long-term strategy always wins. Always wins in the American markets. So that's all I had for you guys today. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, you're going to really like this video I did on how to beat the markets every single year. It's a little bit comical of a video, but it's proven and it works if you want to beat the markets every single year. So go watch that video. There'll be a card up there and a link down in the description. Like I said, if you're new here or returning and not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. With that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great Tuesday, and I will be back on Wednesday. Peace out.
Wow.